Welcome to Wrestling Over Everything, everybody. We're a very funny wrestling podcast out of the Central Valley of California. I'm Andrew. That's Dusty.
Hey.
Follow us on all the stuff. Most importantly, YouTube. Follow us on the YouTube. Hit the notification stuff. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Blue Sky. How about that? You know what I mean?
Look at that.
Give us a comment. Shoot it. Mix in a comment every once in a while. It'd be cool.
Shoot one over the bow at us.
Yeah.
We'll enjoy it.
Today, finally, we've been trying to do this shit for 3 weeks. We are.
This is our long-term build. Actually, it's our equivalency of the long-term build of this storyline.
Is this the thing in wrestling that if you could change one thing and it's not like somebody dying, like a storyline type thing? Is this what you would change? If it's not Owen?
Yeah. This is for sure, because I've been thinking of how to. I don't know. This is an entirely fresh take, but I have a view on this that at the end I can put to it to give it a different spin. I think this is 100% the thing I would change.
Yeah, Dusty's beans have been burned about this for nigh 30 years.
for going on about 30 plus years. Yeah, I'm gonna try to stay calm. I'm gonna try to stay even keeled. I'm afraid that the water's gonna boil over. At some point, I'm at a simmer right now, and at some point it's just you try to put pasta in the water and it's just gonna bubble over.
I just realized what even keeled means. It's a boat reference.
Yeah,
there's
you
like
don't want to be rocking.
It's like a bilge keel. I've watched Titanic documentaries. So in the story starts what year? What year does this story start?
Well, what year does any story really start, Andrew?
Zero, and then probably 32 AD around that time.
Pretty good, pretty big story.
Yeah.
No, so conservatively, this story begins.
Some say the best story ever told.
Yeah, July 1996.
Okay.
Because in July 1996, you might have heard of it. Hulk Hogan turns heel, forms the NWO. If you're vaguely familiar with wrestling history at all.
2 months later, Tupac dies.
That's probably a bad sign.
Yeah,
they should. That's a harbinger of things to come.
Did the NWO kill Tupac? That's the question.
That's you know what? That's the question no one's been brave enough to ask. Yeah. But really, it kind of starts in 1994 because Sting. One half of our we're covering Starrcade 97, by the way.
Oh yeah,
and the build up to that and the matches and all of that. But in 1994, Hulk Hogan signs with WCW, and prior to that, for probably the last five years at least, Sting has been the most popular babyface in WCW. Without question, he's the top guy on the babyface side. Maybe Flair, when Flair's a babyface, temporarily eclipses him, but Sting is our guy. He's in the pocket. He's in the pole position.
Yeah.
When Hogan comes in, Hogan's the top guy. Unfortunately, without question, the business of WCW immediately is in an upward trajectory when Hogan comes in. They sell the most pay-per-views they've ever sold in history for his first pay-per-view main event.
In history?
In the history of WCW.
What's his first pay-per-view?
For Bash at the Beach 94, where they do the dream match that WWF didn't do. It's him versus Ric Flair for the WCW title. Hogan also wins the title on his first night in the company, which is also a harbinger of bad things to come.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you... It is when you know all of the context, but it's also not crazy that Hulk Hogan immediately wins the title. You know what I mean?
No, you put the belt on Hogan because he's the top babyface. The
tagline
that is just
the tagline is Hulk's WCW debut. They didn't. What else are they going to say?
They don't need to sell it as anything else. Hey, remember that guy from the other place? He's here now.
So So, a couple things that I'm seeing right here
Yeah.
on this Wikipedia page that I'm looking at. 225,000 at that time was the peak for WCW pay-per-views of all time.
That is correct.
I'm guessing they eclipsed that probably multiple times in the subsequent 5 years, right?
Yes, that is yes.
The other thing that I'm seeing is my guy. It appears as though my guy Road Dogg was the curtain jerker on this one. So who really sold those pay-per-views, Dusty?
You know what? Again, not giving the credit where the credit's due. You're asking the tough questions that have never been asked in relation to WCW.
Hold on. Ron and Fez were in a match on this.
Who are Ron and Fez?
Classic radio legends, Fez Whatley and Ron Bennington.
I'm sure.
Fez Whatley, very flamboyant gay man, hilarious on the radio. Ron Bennington, radio legend, currently has stage 4 cancer. One of the funniest people in the history of radio. Like one of the people I respect most ever in radio was on the pay-per-view when Hulk Hogan debuted in WCW.
So who really sold those pay-per-views?
We got Ron and Fez and the Road Dogg. We're saying Hulk sold those pay-per-views.
So Hogan's there, of course, to save everybody the time. Hogan turns heel. There is a brief time, I believe it's on one of the early Nitros, they do a Sting Hogan match where they're both baby faces and Sting is still Surfer Sting, but that ends in some kind of schmoz, as most WCW matches do.
We've talked about this. WCW was in an era of shenanigans. Shenanigators abound everywhere. Everywhere you look, you spit in the air in a WCW show, it's landed on the head of a shenanigator. So
yes,
that's what you see a lot of the time, which is why another reason why how this ends sucks so bad, right?
Yeah. Yes. So where we're gonna pick it up, Hogan turns heel at Bash at the Beach, forms the NWO. Ever heard of it? This leads to the first big NWO as a group match versus WCW is at Fall Brawl 1996. And it's the War Games. And it's the Ric Flair and Arn Anderson with Lex Luger and Sting taking on Hall, Nash, and Hogan and a mystery partner. And in the couple weeks leading up to this, Lex Luger is out in the rain and gets attacked by quote unquote Sting in the parking lot in the rain. And so he's going on TV being like, I know that Sting. I looked in his eyes. That man's my best friend. He's the one who jumped me, beat me up. Sting shows up at Fall Brawl and is like, that wasn't me. I was in Japan flying back home. Know my schedule. If you're supposed to be my best friend, I didn't jump you. And Luger is like, I can't believe you, Stinger. Even though you've been nothing but a babyface, and I, Lex Luger, long history of being a shenanigator.
Yeah.
I just can't believe
habitual shenanigator.
Yeah. So they have the match. NWO Sting does come out. And he's helping the NWO. And then, of course, as the final participant, real Sting comes out, beats the shit out of the entire NWO by himself, and then is like, guess what? I did all that, but you didn't trust me? That's the bonds of friendship broken. I'm leaving. So Sting leaves, and the WCW guys lose to the NWO. Go ahead.
I need a refresher on this, though, on the War Games situation in this time, because JJ Dillon later on in what we watched said that the NWO won a certain stipulation at the War Games, and I remember that happening. I just can't remember what the stipulation was.
I don't think that it was at the War Games. I think JJ Dillon's wrong.
Oh,
but
is it that every title match has to have an NWO member in it? Is that what it is?
No, at Uncensored 97, they win the NWO wins the ability to challenge for any title at any time, no matter what.
Fucking JJ Dillon got me, man. But
the War Games thing might have had, like, you have to let us be on your pay-per-views or whatever. I don't remember. I didn't see any of that in my research. But Dillon wasn't the authority figure at that
Dylan.
point. So
That's why it threw me off so much, I think, because I don't think we watched War Games. I know we watched Uncensored previously. And I remember seeing the stipulation thing, so it threw me off. But yeah, I remember it was something like that where they could weasel their way into any match whenever they wanted. Lazy booking. Hold on.
They have to. Well, they have to justify why WCW keeps letting this renegade group of dudes like show up all the time, right? Because
that's why it's lazy booking. They're like, well,
right,
they just win a thing that makes them be, and somebody's like, you're a genius, Eric
Bischoff, you were doing great. And so Sting comes out the night after Fall Brawl and is like, hey, I'm not with the NWO, but your distrust of me. Sting has incredibly thin skin. He's like, you didn't believe me, even though you got beat up in the rain by a guy who was wearing my wrestling tights and looked passably like me at a glance. I can't stand the disrespect. So from now on, who knows what I'm going to do? Sting's on his own time.
Yeah, he's about honor, integrity, and shredding the gnar.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the first thing we watched, that's just the quick preamble. We watched the debut of the Crow Sting. So for setup, Kaka.
I should have had a crow thing, but I probably would have abused it. I probably would have made a lot of people not listen to this podcast anymore.
NWO Sting is in the ring wrestling Mr. JL, the classically named Mr. JL, while the NWO is outside of the ring, and Ted DiBiase and Eric Bischoff are on commentary. And while he's beating up Mr. JL, real Sting comes walking out, and he's got face paint, but he's got, like, of course the Sting character is based on the Crow, and this was Scott Hall's idea to turn him into a darker character. But I feel like Sting has never watched the Crow movie at this point, and they just kind of explain, like, well, he wears black and white face paint, and so Sting comes out with a completely different look than the classic Crow Sting that we're gonna come to realize. It was like if you had to explain to someone who'd never seen a dog what a dog was, and then ask them to draw it, because that's like this isn't bad. It looks okay, but it's not the classic Sting face.
Well, and it's so it's very so clearly Steve Borden. Like the rest, right. The Crow Sting, like you can't tell as much that it's Steve Borden. I think it's because he has lipstick on in the Crow Sting, and I think probably what happened is Steve Borden didn't want to wear lipstick, and he's like, "No, dude, I'll listen. You'll see. I'll make it look cool." And then eventually they made him. Like, why didn't he finish painting his nose? I think it's he probably did want the circle, I guess, but
yeah, he's got kind of Ultimate Warrior style face paint.
It's Ultimate Warrior-y.
But he's also got the Jonathan Taylor Thomas or Bart at church mid split hair.
Looks
where
great.
Now his hair's his hair looks good. It's at a good length, but he's going to keep growing it out, and then he'll have lustrous hair by the end of this storyline.
Yeah, and we've discussed. I have my own issues with the Crow Sting. I'm a little bit bitter, a little butthurt at the Crow Sting because I miss the Surfer Sting. I like the Surfer Sting. That's my Sting. You know what I mean?
You like Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Sting.
I'm he's got super into that
the
guy.
Jackets. Yeah,
but had they not shit in their own shoes over this one, if it would have been done well, then maybe I have a different opinion, but.
So Sting comes out, he starts like dog walking the fake Sting. He just beats the dog shit out of him.
Look at him in this.
That's the tough hair link.
It looks like Dave Coulier started miming.
Yeah, that's a tough hair length for Crow Sting right there. He didn't have enough product in it to keep it from fizzing out.
Struggle City. If you're only listening to this podcast, what are you doing? You know what I mean? We're very visual.
There's a visual element that you need to be a part of. He beats up the real Sting or the fake Sting, and then they get in the ring, and Sting is like, "This guy's your guy. This is who you pass off as me." And the NWO are like, "Yeah, we hate this guy. This guy sucks."
Who was it?
Fake Sting is a guy named Jeff Gaylord, I believe.
Hell yeah, dude.
Look, I he had like a pretty decent career in Japan. NWO Sting all over the place, dude. And so he's like he's hanging out, and Fake Sting is in the ring while the NWO guys are like, "Yeah, this guy's a piece of shit. We actually don't really like him. We don't let him ride in the limousine with us." He's and he's in the corner just going like, "Hey man, I was fake stinging for you a minute ago. What are you doing?" And they're like, "If we can have real Sting, we'll have real Sting join."
Yeah, I mean, it's unless you've had the best, you know what I mean?
Right. So
I don't know if it is Jeff Gaylord, then I don't. His Wikipedia doesn't mention that it's him.
That he was fake Sting.
There's a man named
NWO Sting.
There's a man named Jeff Gaylord, real name, wrestler. He has a
no, it was
This is one of my favorite things when I look up a wrestler, and he has a Wikipedia category, criminal convictions.
Oh no! Well, that's for anybody.
He just robbed a couple banks.
It's Jeff Farmer. I conflated the two guys.
Jeff Farmer
is fake Sting. Yeah. Well, that's his claim to fame, because otherwise he was Cobra. And Jeff Farmer.
It is Jeff Farmer. Yep.
Yeah. Jeff Barber was another one of his ring names. So sorry to everybody that I confused. So,
listen, we found it. We always find it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're making things happen.
Yeah.
So one of my things here, and this is just a small thing, is like Kevin Nash is often touted as being a very smart guy, and I think he is a pretty smart guy in wrestling, but he always adds like an extra thing to make himself sound smarter. Like Scott Hall is talking to Sting and he's like, yeah, join us. We'd hate this Sting. Hey, big man, you have something to say to him? And Kevin Nash goes, Sting, to quote my most favoritist American poet, you don't have to say most favorite or most favoritist. You could just say my favorite. that indicates that he's the favorite.
I just knew when he said this that he was going to say something that would piss me off. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was getting my guitar and my Slapnut shirt on. I was ready to get pissed off right there.
He says, to quote my most favorite American poet, it's time to say, break on through to the other side. Because, of course, Kevin Nash is a Jim Morrison guy.
Well, he says,
of course he is.
My favorite poet, Jim Morrison. I was like, fuck! Of course it's his favorite poet.
He's got the poster up on his wall,
Bob
dude.
Seger, but listen, it is what, like, and listen, I'm not truly shitting on Jim Morrison. He is just what a dumb guy would refer to as his favorite poet, trying to sound smart, you know? That's not his fault.
This is big Jim Morrison time. Every dorm room's got that poster. You know,
when was the Val Kilmer movie?
That's like 1990. That might have been peak Jim Morrison time, but we're living in the residuals of
91.
Jim Morrison time. Yeah. And so Sting famously at the end of this, he goes, the real Sting might be out of your price range. The only thing to know about Sting is that nothing's for sure. And that is the last interview that he gives until the iconic words at the end of Starrcade 97, which we'll talk about. But this is the building blocks of the Crow Sting. He's like switched the gear. He's going to start not talking. And then for months, he's just hanging out in the rafters, or he'd come down to the ring and he'd like harass the baby faces. Like he gets in the Steiner brothers face, which I knew you would hate.
Listen, you can mess with Scott.
he's up in Rick's face. He's in Lex Luger's face. He comes out and he like harasses Randy Savage, and that's where he adds in the bat. But there's a lot of like sulking Sting in the rafters. Sting's pushing people with the bat. He's helping both NWO guys and WCW guys. And this goes on from the end of 1996 until basically the beginning of 97. In March of 97, Sting appears with the NWO. Real Sting appears with them, and they put like an NWO shirt on him, but he never puts it on. They got to put it on over him, and he's just standing in the back. And so that's, you're led to believe that he's now joined the NWO.
The crowd did not like that.
No, the crowd is very upset. But then at Uncensored 97, after the NWO wins the triple threat batch of terror against Team WCW and Team Horseman, so now they can challenge for any belt they want at any point in time for in perpetuity forever. Terrible deal for WCW. They're in the ring celebrating. Dennis Rodman's with them. It's Hogan, Hall, Nash, and Randy Savage, who betrayed Sting and joined the NWO at the February pay-per-view. Last straw for Sting. Now he's got to take a stand. So
not because the Macho Man rides for his hitters.
Right. Once we lose Macho Man, the Empire is crumbling.
We broken contain if we lose Macho Man. We can't. You can't lose the Macho Man. Like nobody's.
The T-Rex is in the park.
You lost
if we lose the Macho Man.
You lost the most loyal professional wrestler who ever lived in his life to this group of turds. Look at Hulk's beard.
Look, we've said it, and it's well documented on this podcast how we feel about Terry Bollea, the man.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan in a bunch of these segments is the MVP. I have to give the man credit. He's so hateable. That beard is truly terrible, but he's so hateable in this role and does such a good job for, like, he runs the fastest mile you could run for 99% of this fucking thing.
Yeah.
And then he just sits down before the finish line and won't go across. Well, it's infuriating.
And just to quote my favorite poet, Machine Gun Kelly.
Poet? Yeah.
Somebody get him some clippers because that fucking beard is weird.
The beard is weird.
But I do see, like, when you see this beard. Sorry, I'm so stuck on the beard. I'll address the rest of it. When you see this beard, it shows you why he went with blonde mustache. Because the only thing that could make blonde mustache a good idea is how awful that black beard is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'll put up a picture of him with the blonde mustache. Looks so much better.
Yeah, and he's aping superstar Billy Graham right there.
Yeah,
but it's a good look.
I mean, who's he aping in here? You know what I mean? But I will. Right. I will 100% agree with you. I think he did some fantastic heel work. He was very hateable. He was willing to be the jerk. He was willing to look like a coward. He was all those things. It seems like Hulk Hogan knew how to work heel, but he was like, in his head, he's like, listen, I can do all this stuff and work heel and look like a coward and all this stuff, but I can keep myself strong if I win all the matches. Like if I never lose clean, then I can make myself look like an asshole all the time, but you still can't beat me in the ring. Everybody wins except for nobody but me.
If I look like an idiot at the end of Nitro for a year and a half, no one cares.
Yeah.
I can do that forever. But when it comes to the matches, old Hulk's gotta find his way to the winner's circle.
Yeah.
But at Uncensored, Sting repels from the rafters for what I feel like is the first time. I might be wrong, but I think this is the first time he repels from the ceiling, and the crowd goes insane as soon as he drops in the ring, and the announcers are like, "All right, do something, man, please take a stand," and he beats the NWO to bits. He attacks Nash. He attacks Hall. He attacks Savage, who comes off the top rope and gets hit with the bat because, again, Macho Man rides the hardest for his hitters. But, like, all of them take a Scorpion Death Drop, including Nash, which is impressive because Nash is not an easy guy to bend backwards to take that move.
Yeah.
And then it's Hogan and Rodman, and they're outside of the ring, and Sting takes the bat and points it at Hogan, and Hogan turns to Rodman and goes, "He's pointing at us, man." Oh, he's pointing at us, and he goes, "Put the bat down, put the bat down, and I'll kill you." And so Sting drops the bat, and Hogan and Rodman walk around the ring, and Hogan gets in the ring, goes to throw a punch. Sting blocks it. Huge eruption. Sting hits Hogan with a punch. Hogan takes a great, over-exaggerated heel bump. Sting hits Scorpion Death Drop. When this happened, and I saw it happen on tape, I could have lifted a car off a baby for how fucking pumped I was at 13 years old. Like I had the strength of 10,000 Stings at that exact
and
moment.
not even a baby that I know and love.
No.
I don't have daddy strength in this situation.
No, this is just pure adrenaline based on the fact that Sting has chosen WCW and the NWO's the comeuppance are on the way.
So where in the year are we at this point?
This is March of 1997.
And they've got you. And
I'm dude. When Sting dropped from the rafters, it's hard to explain because being earnest is not something that's cool. I was like, this is the coolest motherfucker who's ever lived, dude.
Be earnest.
He's got a bat. He's got a baseball bat. He doesn't talk. He's so angry, and he could beat the shit out of 50 dudes. Like, no, Andrew. Don't tell me.
Dusty's your hopes and dreams get shattered. So in March they have you, and they have you as much as anybody can be had, right?
Well, yeah, they've like, I would have paid for the pay-per-view. I would have paid for it at Spring Stampede. Give me Hogan versus Sting at Spring Stampede, and I'm in.
And can you remind me, in the calendar year, where Starrcade usually lands?
That lands in December.
Oh no! That is 9 months from now is when they're gonna pay this off.
Yeah. But I tell the like, how do I put this? The success of WCW Monday Nitro, and I don't want to be hyperbolic and tunnel visioned, because there was the great action from the Luchadors. There was good tag team wrestling.
Yeah.
There was interesting things happening.
Yeah, you had goddamn Arn Anderson.
Every week, is Sting going to show up? That's it. I'm watching this entire show because at some point, Sting might show up and might do something cool. And guess what? Sometimes he doesn't show up. And it's still like a pretty good show because he almost showed up. That's how over the Sting character was to me. And also the entire world. This 1997 is where WCW was putting the boots to the WWE ratings wise. It's like, you have to stop the fight. This is a beating that's happening,
man. And just think how impossible that kind of anticipation would have been if Fortnite existed, when you were like the instant gratification world. Like, you're not getting any kids to watch anything on the chance that somebody's gonna show up. Like, oh man,
no.
Logan Paul might be on SmackDown tonight. No, go fuck yourself. I'll watch his YouTube channel. You don't get me on a probably.
Well, he's gonna tell me that he's gonna be live in 30 minutes, and then I'll watch it.
Yeah,
but just hanging out, and it doesn't work for anything else. It only works for wrestling, because when WWE gets hot again, it's what will Stone Cold do tonight?
Yeah,
he's gonna do. Is he gonna commandeer a vehicle? Is he gonna hit a dude with a bedpan? What is he gonna? Is he gonna explode something with cement?
He's very likely to be stomping a mud hole.
Yes. So the next night on Nitro, they I don't know if they figured out this formula, but the end of Nitro was a huge brawl with all the baby faces in the NWO, and then the heels powder out, and Sting rappels down again into the ring and is like, these are my guys. I'm riding with the WCW guys. And every one of these segments has a MVP in it to me who's not Hogan or Sting. necessarily. My MVP for this segment is Buff Bagwell, because again, Sting takes the bat and he's pointing it at Hogan, and Hogan goes, "He's pointing at me," and Buff Bagwell's right up against him, and he goes, "Don't worry about it, man. He's got a bat. Don't worry about it." And I think this is where they figured it out, because Sting never appears on another WCW pay-per-view.
I worry about it because he's got a bat, brother.
Yeah, what are you talking about? He only appears on Nitros going forward. You're not getting Sting for WCW Saturday Night, obviously.
Yeah.
But he also doesn't appear at any of the pay-per-views. He is a Nitro only property. The various Sting appearances kind of take one of the three basic ideas. Like they've got three basic templates, which is Sting repels from the ring or comes through the crowd to save a babyface, or multiple baby faces. He comes through the ring or repels down to beat up the NWO, the various members of the NWO. Or three, he shows up when Hogan and Bischoff are taunting him to get some revenge, but also he's a little stinker. There's like some mischief to the Sting character where he's got to think through the logistics of how exactly he's going to spook Hogan and Bischoff. Those are basically your three Sting templates that they run on all these Nitros.
Do you have a good example of the stinker Sting?
Yes. So Stinker Sting is Hogan and Bischoff are in the ring. They're cutting a promo, and Hogan says they've got Sting cornered in the back. And the NWO's got him, and he can come out for a title match anytime he wants. My boys have got him. We've beaten him down. And Bischoff reveals actually that Sting isn't here. But if Sting were here, he would worship the ground that Hogan walks on and worship the ground Hogan spits on. So out of the ring, a bat appears, because the previous week, Sting had hidden under the ring to beat up Eric Bischoff. So from out of the under the ring, as he is wont to. Again, little stinker. Yeah. He had to hide under the ring when no one was looking. He had to stay down there. He had to wait till Eric Bischoff was in the ring.
He's just giggling.
Sting pops in. He's just talking to himself. Steve, you genius. He's never going to believe this.
They're starting an early match.
No one knows how funny Steve is anymore, because I don't talk. This is only for Steve.
Oh, Steve. Oh, the slapping of the thighs that's going to happen when I emerge from below the ground.
Oh man, the look on Bischoff's face, priceless. And then I'll go home and I'll laugh about it, because these are only for me.
Somebody's in the gorilla position
for Sting,
talking to like JJ Dillon, like, dude, I swear to God, I heard somebody laughing under the ring. He's like, oh, it's Steve. Steve's got something cooked up for. Like, oh, okay.
We know he's down there. We're gonna let him do it. He gets really upset if you step on his bits. I have to tell you. So the bat appears. And Sting pops out from under the ring, gets in the ring, and then starts bowing to Hulk Hogan. And the crowd starts booing, and the announcers are like, "That's not Sting. We know that's not Sting." And Hogan's like browbeating him and spitting, and the Sting is worshiping. And then from behind them, Sting rappels down from the rafters behind Bischoff and Hogan. He does land in the ring, which makes it bounce, which may, you probably turn around, but it's fine.
Well, also when in wrestling, if they start cheering and you don't know why they're cheering, you're about to get hit in the head with something. Like if somebody's about to poop in your shoes, like we just talked about.
So the MVP of this segment is Eric Bischoff, because Sting repels down and Bischoff's faced the same way as Hogan, and Sting grabs Bischoff by his hair and pulls his head back, and Bischoff goes, "No!" He just makes the funniest sound in the world. "No!"
Yeah.
And Sting Scorpion Death drops him.
And which the Scorpion Death drop makes the whole ring shake even more than when Sting land. And you see Hulk standing there tending to fake Sting. He hears a thud. He probably hears Bischoff scream. He hears a thud. His feet go like this, and then he's still kind of just looking at the crowd. He never turns around.
And then he turns around, and it's Sting. and Sting's got the bat, and Sting could bash his goddamn brains in,
Yeah.
just in this whole thing. But a little stinker, he notices that the fake Sting is now in the perfect position for Sting to push Hogan with the bat, and he falls over the fake Sting onto his ass, and then it rolls out of the ring screaming, and Sting's just standing there now. But that, again, that's just for Sting. He's doing it for the humor of it.
Yeah.
You know,
He's a showman.
Like, he knows what time it is. The angle just continues to build, right? He's doing all these things. He's coming out saving various baby faces. He comes out, beats up all the NWO guys. He doesn't talk. He doesn't wrestle. He's just hanging out. On August the 4th of 1997, finally, J.J. Dillon's like, hey, this Sting guy might want to wrestle. We've actually got him under contract. Maybe we should give him a match. And he says the thing that you were saying, which is that there's a bunch of signed contracts from NWO guys that don't have an opponent listed. The opponent part of the contract is empty, so he can offer these contracts to Sting. So Sting comes out. Sting comes out first, and J.J. Dillon's like, guess what, dude? I've got a match for you. Signed contract. You can wrestle, da-da-da-da-da. Kurt Hennig.
What?
The newest free agent in WCW, Kurt Hennig. And Sting just takes the contract and rips it up. And J.J. Dillon's like, I don't know, man. I'm trying to... This guy's tough to please. What am I supposed to do? That is on the 100th episode of Nitro, which also, this is not a complete derailing of the angle, but this is the beginning of the boulder becoming unlodged from this thing that they're trying to build. Because on the 100th episode of Nitro, Lex Luger defeats Hulk Hogan for the WCW title. Clean in the middle, Hogan submits to the Human Torture Rack. Now,
cool moment.
Yeah, very cool moment. However, if you're building to the ultimate revenge match and there's only one man that you've sold who's capable of defeating the NWO, maybe you don't, for the sake of the ratings and the 100th episode, have Luger win the belt for a week before Hogan wins it back.
I was going to ask,
that's all I'm saying.
How long did he have the belt?
Oh, yeah, 6 days. Right before a pay-per-view. The old Hulk gets it back.
I forgot. I forgot that he beat Hogan. I forgot it was during that. I remember Luger winning the title. I remember it was a huge moment. I remember all that. I forgot that it intertwined with this whole thing. That is so dumb. It's so dumb to have him beat Hogan while they're building this, like exactly what you just said. To have him beat Hogan while they're building this whole thing where, like, the one guy who can thwart Hulk Hogan is the guy who's been hiding in the rafters for a year.
We've got one Dark Avenger who can do what no man can do. Oh, wait, no, Lex Luger did it. He just did it, didn't he? I like to imagine Sting calling Lex on the phone, and Lex is like, hello? And he goes, hey, man, it's me. Sting. And he's like, oh, I thought you didn't talk anymore. He's like, no, cameras aren't on. It's fine. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah. This is like
this is me. My moment.
This is like when people were trying to do the backflip and Carrie Hart went out and tried it and didn't even land it. We got all the credit. And then the next time it was like, there was a time when like Travis Pastrana and Brian Deegan showed up to the same thing, both planning to do the first 360 ever on a dirt bike. And I can't remember who went out and threw it first, but it was a big thing. Yeah, it's like that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Derailment.
No. Exactly. Yeah. You're like, hey man, look, if you're a real friend, remember you're the reason I'm this way now.
Yeah.
This is your fault. If you were a real friend, you turn down that world title shot because clearly I'm building to something here, man. I'm trying to do a thing. You know what I mean?
He just tweeted it out.
Yeah. You just announced it, and now I live in the post world of the announcement.
Yeah.
Cool, man. And you
Sick.
lost it back to him less than a week later. Way to go, dude.
You realize what this just did to me? I've been in the fucking rafters, man.
The people believe in me, Lex, you asshole.
What am I supposed to beat? Who am I supposed to beat now? Everybody else like, God damn it, Lex.
So the week after, they've got Sting back, clearly dejected because his big plan has been thwarted to some degree. But now J.J. Dillon is like, hey, there's a bunch of NWO guys that you can wrestle. We've got contracts signed for him. And I have got an NWO member who's willing to face you. Guess who it is, Sting? Da-da-da-da. Six. And Sting gives J.J. Dillon, Jay's just like, am I a joke to you? Am I a clown? First, you put Lex Luger in this title match. Luger beats Hogan. Clearly, I'm working on something. I've got something stewing. And now, of all the NWO guys, you want to give me 6?
My magnum opus. You think I've been in the rafters for Sean Waltman? You ass.
You think that I grew my hair out, went full goth mode, rented The Crow, accrued the late fees from Blockbuster from The Crow, which were not insubstantial because I really had to watch it.
I had to see every second of that movie.
To wrestle 6 on Nitro? Am I a clown to you? Is that what you're telling me, JJ?
Do you have an issue, JJ Dillon?
I don't want to say anything. Are you too old to be the WCW vice president?
Are you okay?
Do you need to step aside for the sake of democracy and get somebody in here who'll give me the title match that I definitely deserve and clearly want? And so
get out of here, Buff. Get out of here. I don't want to fight you either.
I'm not. And Norton, I see your mullet in the background. Get out of here. Virgil, I'll beat you up every week for free, dude. I'm not even worried about it.
Dude, Mean Gene, I know he was doing his job. Mean Gene drove me nuts because there's two. There's
Sting, what do you want?
Yeah. Well, you gotta tell us what you want.
He's having to explain to him again. No, look, I don't talk.
Yeah,
I'm doing a thing.
Yeah, but Steve, how are we supposed to know what you want if you don't tell us what you want? He's like, there's all these signs all over the place. There's just because it's the next segment. Is he? Anyway.
Yeah. JJ also said he'd been receiving calls, letters, faxes, telegrams, telegraphs, Western Unions, Braille, Pony Express, communications from bonafide genuine 6-car monorails about what he should do with Sting. Clearly, those letters are, hey, Sting wants to wrestle Hulk Hogan. Yeah. I don't know how you didn't put it together.
How many of those said 6?
There's a metric. That'd be really funny if he was like, look, I've received 1 million letters. They all say they want you to beat the shit out of 6.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you should do with that.
We've been pushing this Hogan thing. I'm not stupid. Yeah. I understand what we've been doing. But the people very clearly want this 6 thing.
And I'm saying we pivot, dude.
Yeah.
That, the Jesse was supposed to die in the first season of Breaking Bad. I know that's not a thing yet, but in the future, I'll know.
You're going to understand.
Jesse was supposed to. Yeah, he was such a fan favorite. They kept him around.
Urkel was supposed to be a one-off.
Yeah. Are you going to deny the world of the Steve Urkel equivalency by beating the shit out of Sean Waltman on WCW Saturday night? If you want to do that, you say you're a hero. That doesn't sound like hero behavior.
Little caveat, they also want Karl Malone there. Don't know why.
They need the mailman there, just as a witness.
These letters have been very specific.
So this is all in a 3-week increment. You can wrestle Kurt Hennig. No thanks. You can wrestle 6. What am I, a joke to you? The next week, JJ comes out, and now the impetus is on Sting. He's like, I'm sick of this shit. Yeah. This guy doesn't talk.
I'm the dumbest man alive. I've got no idea what to do to make this guy happy.
I have a literal metric ton of letters. I can't even open the door to my office now. I've been inundated with letters for Sting. What does Sting want? And he better tell me by Clash of Champions, or I swear to God, he's not getting anything. So Sting, again, comes out, and they're like, this is what you're saying. What do you want, Sting? And the crowd is chanting Hogan. And there's 15,000 Sting wants Hogan signs in the crowd. And even the commentators are like, listen to the crowd.
And
Clearly.
Mean Gene just keeps going, Sting, you have to tell us, what do you want? And he's literally pointing at signs.
Yeah.
It's like a scene from like a Wayans Brothers movie. Like, that's how dumb this was.
It reminded me of the scene in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, where Jay is asking. I actually looked up the the quote. It's what are you trying to say? Just say it already. And Silent Bob screams, the sign on the back of the car says Critters of Hollywood, you dumb fuck. Same thing. Hogan brings a Hogan versus Sting brings a Hogan versus Sting sign into the ring and is like, I cannot make this more clear to you because again, I don't talk. It's my whole thing. I'm trying to do a thing. What if you just leaned into JJ's ear and was just like, Hogan?
Yeah,
that's it.
Hogan.
I would just like to really wrestle Hulk Hogan.
He's like trying to spell it with his finger on his back. You want
this guy, this thing,
you want
beard,
Horace Hogan. That's crazy. Why would you want to wrestle Horace Hogan?
Look, I'm not trying to create a hierarchy. Far be it from me. But Horace Hogan is lower than Six or Kurt Hennig. That seems
you
really
said
strange.
No to both of those guys.
Yeah. Unless you're trying to do a Mortal Kombat style ascending tournament situation, I don't know what you're trying to do. So we get to Clash of Champions, the ultimatum. What's Sting gonna do? And this is also where the NWO has decided to throw the 1-year birthday party anniversary of the NWO. So Hall and Randy Savage beat Diamond Dallas Page and Lex Luger in the main event, obviously. And they're all in the ring, the whole NWO B team. Hogan's not there. Hogan's got stuff to do.
Yeah.
But the rest of them, Buff is definitely there. Scott Norton's definitely there. Vincent is definitely there.
Hogan was out hanging out with Rocky and Tum Tum.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe he was having a high noon at Mega Mountain at this point. There's like a weird noise that starts, and then they cut to the rafters, and Stang is in the rafters with a vulture just hanging out. And there's go ahead.
This is this era of WCW, ominous bullshit.
It's
nonsense. Sting in the rafters, holding a vulture for some reason. It's very funny that the guy, like the mystical demon man in the rafters who's holding a vulture, is wearing a protective glove for the vulture, and the vulture's wearing a protective mask and things over his claws, his talons. And also because this is mid to late 90s, laser pointer right at the vulture the entire time.
Oh yeah, that vulture's about to freak out on
There's
Sting.
always an asshole with a laser pointer at some point. Yeah. I mean, this whole time that we've been watching these things, anytime somebody's in the ring, they're getting hit in the head with a freaking beer, or like something's hitting them in the back, or like these crowds were rowdy, man. But anyway,
so a voiceover starts to play. When a man's heart is full of deceit, it burns up, dies, and a dark shadow falls over his soul. From the ashes of a once great man has risen a curse, a wrong that must be righted. We look to the skies for a vindicator, someone to strike fear in the black hearts of the same man who created him. The battle between good and evil has begun. Against an army of shadows comes a dark warrior, the purveyor of good, with the voice of silence and a mission of justice. This is Sting. I can bench press 1,000 pounds. I know it's corny. I know it's hokey. When I watched the final Clash of Champions and they hit the "This is Sting," I run through a wall, dude. I was like, this fucking guy, he doesn't talk.
It is Sting. It is Sting. Fuck, it is Sting.
Is there a car on a kid? I will lift it off right now.
Is there no unruly kid for which to put me I want to put a car on a kid.
Yeah, I do the opposite. Yeah. I just start throwing them in my apartment building. I have now Some might say that that Sting in this character has been inspired by the film The Crow. Clearly, he's Crow Sting. The first lines of the Crow movie are in voiceover. People once believed that when someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. But sometimes something so bad happens that a terrible sadness is carried with it, and the soul cannot rest. Then sometimes, just sometimes, the crow can bring the soul back to put the wrong things right. So this Sting speech is like the pre-chat GPT reworking of that first monologue from The Crow. It's clearly it's the same thing.
It's just a crow, man. It's
He's just
just
a crow man. Also, the man whose heart is full of deceit. Crow man. Also, the man's heart who was full of deceit that burned up and died, and a dark shadow fell over his soul. That's Hulk Hogan. Burn on Hogan. How about that? So that's what I think of you, Hulk Hogan.
You're a liar. You got a weird beard.
Yeah. You're a liar. You got a weird beard. You got 50 dudes whose names you cannot tell me. You think it's Scott Bagwell. And then, of course, the lights go out, and this is where it gets very silly. So you had, like, yes, it is silly that he's got a vulture with him, and he's in the thing, and he's like intimidating with the vulture, but that's a cool shot. At least he's up there. The vulture is sort of representing him. It eats dead things. The NWO's dead. All of that, right? But then the lights go out, and WCW just has to WCW a little bit, where the lights come back up, and the crow is on, or the vulture is on the top rope, perched, and the guys in the NWO have to sell being afraid of this bird that's clearly like chained to the top rope. I guess I read a thing where Eric Bischoff said it was supposed to have like a note or something in its beak, and that's why he approached it to get the note, but the note either fell out or was never put in its mouth. And then it just looks really silly that all of these grown men are like, oh no, one vulture.
Listen, dude, I wouldn't want to touch a vulture.
No, but if it were you and all your friends, was like it just like you're like, oh man, one too far. Like as a metaphor, it totally works. But then whenever he's like what would really freak him out? This is Stinker Sting. I'm gonna put the vulture right here, close to him. Is it gonna attack any of them? No, because that would be a liability. We can't get the insurance for that. But it's gonna freak him out pretty good.
Is the sound that was happening during this in the video that we watched, was that just part of the video that we watched, or was it on the actual broadcast?
In every version of this that I found, that noise starts happening, because I think it's supposed to be like playback from a movie.
It was unbearable.
Yeah, it's really, the audio's bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. If you guys, I'll link the playlist in the description of this if you guys want to follow along. I should have said that earlier on, but yeah, you'll get to hear the awful audio during this part. Is this picture looks a little bit doctored up. I don't know if that's Bischoff's jawline, but we don't have to adjudicate that on here.
He went towards the vulture for sure.
Yeah, so, he definitely went towards the vulture, yeah.
And Kevin Nash is the MVP of this segment because he feigns hitting the vulture with the world title belt, with the tag team title belt for a second, which is very funny. He's going to beat the shit out of the bird with the tag team title.
So, and then the vulture's going to team up with Lex Luger and get the hot tag.
Yeah. And then peck his face off. Yeah. So
this vulture means business.
I wanted to put one clip in here for the play along. That is Sting undoubtedly just beating up every single B team member of the NWO. So this is just a random clip from Kurt Hennig versus the Giant after Kurt Hennig had joined the NWO, where they run out and they start beating up on the Giant, and then Sting comes down the aisle and Bischoff is on commentary and he goes, okay when he sees Sting, and then Sting gets in the ring and literally just karate chops 50 dudes that are in the ring. Like, every single one of these dudes is cannot touch Sting. And as soon it's like the Steven Seagal videos where he's practicing Aikido on those dudes. He just keeps knocking them over every time. Like it's
and they wait for him so they can run in and he can punch them.
Yeah, because he can't karate chop everybody fast enough.
Yeah.
So, but Sting is unbeatable. He's unstoppable. He's a machine. He has a vulture. That's got to play. That's got to play all the way through.
Well, I mean, Dusty, this is Sting. So
this is Sting.
Yeah,
I can bench press 1,000 pounds. Contract signing for Starrcade. I watched whatever shitty movie Hulk Hogan had on TNT. I watched because they kept saying at the end of this movie, Sting might sign the contract against Hulk Hogan.
It was one of Hulk's movie?
Yeah, it was like Assault on Devil Island or...
You watched the whole movie even though they were saying at the end? Well, I guess it's a Hulk Hogan movie. No, and you're only
it was at some point. Maybe.
And you're only 13, so...
That's how hard I was bought into this thing.
Yeah.
Sting might show up on this shitty TNT movie. I need to see it.
Yeah.
So it's Hogan at the MGM Grand, and he's like, Sting ain't showing up. It's not a thing. He's scared of the Hulkster.
He
and then
sucks ass.
Yeah. I'm not even scared of vultures. I was not at Clash of Champions. It wasn't because I heard he brought a vulture. That's fake news.
Stop telling people that it was because it was a vulture.
And Sting shows up. He's got the bat. He signs the contract while staring Hogan in the eyes, not looking at the contract. So that could have been for anything. He now bought a timeshare from the Hulkster. That's Hogan's long game.
I'll get that kidney from you next month, brother.
Yeah, I can't be that bad of a guy, Steve. Me and you were going to share this timeshare. You could have it in the winter. That seems more of a Sting thing. Mine will be in the summer. That's more Hulkster's months. But then Sting has to walk down the stairs while still staring at Hogan, pointing with the bat, but he doesn't want to fall, and so then he has to look down, and that's not a good look for Crow Sting.
Yeah, but you know what's an even worse look? If he falls down and like the bat flies up in the air and like
and
you hear him.
Oh God, my knee!
Yeah, you can't hear him go. Oh!
I know I don't talk, but God damn it, that's smarts.
My patella tendon.
Yeah, that might have been the Achilles, brother. That I think it rolled up.
Can we adjust the contract for next year? Bash at the Beach 98. I'll do it.
Yeah, there's Bash at the Beach 98. It's me and you. It's your ass, Hulk. That's it.
Help me up.
So finally, we're December 10th, 1997. Hogan's in the ring. He's calling Sting a coward. He calls everybody who's a Hollywood wannabe pukes. He says Sting won't show up. So Sting appears. And finally, after almost over a year, the NWO is like, hey, there's a lot of us. What if we just jump on this dude all at the same time?
Yeah.
And so they all the NWO come out. They finally beat the shit out of Sting. He's getting beat up. Hogan hits him with the big leg drop. My question is, Sting has been the vindicator of WCW. He literally airlifted Diamond Dallas Page out of an arena once with his repelling powers. He's saving everybody. Not a single WCW guy comes out to help Sting. Where's what disrespect? The man was right all along.
They don't give a rip, man. That's why he's a lone wolf, Dusty. That's why. What's he gonna do? You know.
Look, I've beaten these dudes from pillar to post for 9 months. Don't come out and help me, actually, because there's no way they're gonna be able to get the Stinger. And then they just beat the dog shit out of him. Hulk hits him with the big leg drop and then yells into the camera, I am the man, I am God. And that's also how Nitro went off the air. So supposedly I'm supposed to put it together that they just killed Sting that night.
I could just
RoboCop style.
I could just hear my mom or just somebody that like one of my elder family members when he says I'm the man, I am God, going, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah. Oh, they went too far.
I don't like
Yeah,
them calling
that's
themselves God.
no.
They're not God. That's not
But
God.
first,
That's
there's
Hulk
the
Hogan.
Austin 316 thing. I don't like that. He's calling himself God. I don't like that. Yeah, it's
That one guy
definitely
carries a head. I don't like any of this.
it had to come from somebody. He clearly murdered someone, and you're like, well, that's way darker than the backstory they gave for the head. And no. He clearly killed a drifter, cut his head off, and now he brings it to the ring for ritual sacrifice.
See,
Whoa, Mom.
it says "help me" on the forehead. It needs help.
Yeah.
That head
He's
needs help,
doing
but nobody's giving it help.
They're clearly performing some kind of Santeria with that head so that Al Snow can become the hardcore champion.
No, don't change it. Don't change it.
No. I want to see what happens.
Yeah, I might as well see it now.
I heard Val Venus is coming out.
I want to see if he gets hit.
Yeah. All right. Go home show for Starrcade. We finally did it. We made it. Hogan's in the ring with Bischoff. They're professing their love for each other. This is also the main event segment. This is probably a reason why WCW eventually goes down the toilet. There's no match. Just Hogan and Bischoff in the ring telling each other how great they are. A guy comes in with a giant box for Hogan, and Bischoff is like, you shouldn't have, or Hogan's like, you shouldn't have, Eric. And Eric Bischoff is like, it wasn't me. Hall, Nash, somebody do this. Hogan opens the box, and it's a Hulk Hogan head. Like a
well,
styrofoam.
For some reason, Bret Hart shows up.
Yes. Bret Hart had just signed with WCW, and we don't know whose side he's on. Guess what? NWO, eventually.
Yeah.
But for now, unknown. Bret Hart comes out. He opens the box, pulls the head out. It's a detailed replica of Hulk Hogan's head, and the face Hulk Hogan makes when he sees his own dismembered head is so funny. MVP caliber work here. Hogan starts shaking, and he's making a ridiculous face looking at this head. And then they go to the top of the WCW ramp, and Sting is at the top of the ramp. Look at look, dude. That's incredible. Look, yeah, you oh, brother.
Bischoff is disgusted. Why would anybody do that?
Oh, I've just been reminded of my own mortality, brother. Oh, one day the Hulkster's going in the dirt, and who knows?
Oh, man, I feel like our petard is being prepared.
I like to think I know what happens after, but who knows, brother? You know, what if I'm taking that long dirt nap? The Hulkster's looking at the ceiling forever. Sting has somehow equipped this arena with a what would you even call this? He's hand gliding, essentially, right? Zip lining. He zip lines. He grabs a zip line and zip lines to the ring where he's got to have his legs up so he can clear the top rope. And Hogan just stands there shaking, watching Sting slowly approach via zip line as Nitro goes off the air. Zip line way less cool than the rappelling. I do have to say that.
Yeah, I mean, it reminded me.
Why'd Hogan stay in the ring? He's paralyzed with fear.
There he is.
He's here mostly for the zip line. That's Sting.
He's doing 360s off of it. Yeah, even the rappelling eventually, because he looks so weird when he's going down.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty badass. But the zip line's tough. I mean, the zip line can be cool. Shawn Michaels did a zipline style thing, and Logan Paul has done a zipline style thing before.
They were way higher though. Sting having to put his legs up so he can clear the top rope. Yeah. You look like a dork. and the you get the ick. Now I cannot lift 1,000 pounds after I saw that. But luckily, I get to see the Starrcade promo, dude. So when I had cable at this point, and you could go to the preview page and just watch the promos for like the upcoming things, and the Starrcade one would loop because they're trying to sell it to you. I must have watched this promo 100 times but it's basically the Crow. Sting is in a dilapidated city, which is supposed to be, I guess, a metaphor for WCW, where it always rains, and he's in some ruins, and he's hanging out. He jumps down, and then there's a picture of Hulk Hogan, and he fucking steps on the Hogan picture while the rainstorm's happening, and then
you see Hogan watching it, and then when he sees the picture, he's like, "You better not step up!" Fuck! He stepped on the picture, brother.
Some text comes up that says he witnessed the ruin of an empire. Now he seeks the ruin of one man.
I just can't wait for them to pay this off.
It closes up into Sting's eye into the Starrcade 97 logo. Did you ever play Street Fighter? Do you know the level in Street Fighter where you can break a car apart? It's like an extra stage.
I don't know.
I could have done that. After I watched this promo, I'm just fucking Hadoukening a 97 Nissan Altima waiting for Hogan versus Sting. I begged my mom to let me order Starrcade 97 on the day that it happened, and she wouldn't budge. Couldn't get Starrcade, and I was cursing my own ignorance, because I was like, why did I order Fall Brawl 97? What an idiot.
Oh man.
What an idiot Dusty.
I am. Past Dusty screwed current Dusty.
I couldn't see that what was going to happen, so I didn't get to watch this live. This is Starrcade 1997, took place at the MCI Center in Washington, D.C. Do you want to guess the buy rate for this show, unless you have it?
I don't have it.
Go ahead.
Well,
remember the previous top.
I see Hogan. I heard this. So it's either 600,000 or 700,000. I'm going 650.
700,000 buys for Hogan versus Sting. Why? Because I have replaced Atlas. I have placed the world on my shoulder, is how strong I am, based on the fact that I know that Sting is going to win this goddamn match and vindicate WCW. They've beat the hell out of everybody. Diamond Dallas Page, the Giant, Lex Luger made him look like an idiot. Sting, the last line of defense.
Yeah,
he's gonna actually rip Hulk Hogan's head off, like he predicted. This is my feeling going into this show. It's time.
It's time.
The tagline for this show: Hogan's a colorful guy, but his nightmare's black and white. Paybacks are hell. Fuck yes, dude. Oh man,
that tagline
couldn't be more excited.
That tagline stinks.
There's too many taglines.
All Hogan wears is black and white right now. His beard's black and white.
Yeah, he has a colorful personality. You know.
All right.
From the previous Starrcade 96, 345,000 buys. Piper and Hogan, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
doubled your buy rate, assholes.
Is that the cage?
No, that's just Hogan versus Piper first time.
Okay.
In however long, when Piper first showed up. So Hogan comes out. Hogan comes out. He's Hogan's hamming it up, and he's taking a long time to get to the ring. He's air guitar, and he's doing all the stuff he's supposed to do.
Yeah,
he's the heel.
He's goddamn Hulk Hogan.
We're here to see him get his ass whipped.
Yeah.
By Sting. We get a lightning, and we get a bunch of lightning, and the poem plays again. And then there's a laser light show that goes along with the poem to really drive home the point.
Interesting laser light shows. It was like Charlotte's Web style, like it just lighting up. I didn't hate it. It's kind of like, it was inventive, but it was very much like 1997. Like they wouldn't have let that shit fly in 2026.
Dude, why mistake one on a litany of mistakes? Why did they not have him rappel down into the ring? That's his whole thing. And it's like, here's the culmination of all of his shit. He's ready to go. He just walks down the aisle. Yeah, a regular guy.
normal aisle walk.
A normal aisle walk. This is bodysuit Sting. He gets some pyro. They do mention that Nick Patrick is the referee that was selected at random kayfabe wise for this match. So I've seen a lot of things. Well, first let's do the match. So the commentators mention how good Sting looks, how toned and defined Sting's arms are, which will later fly in the face of some reasoning for why this match went the way it did. And I think Sting looks fine, like he's doing a new thing. He's in the bodysuit. It's not like Sting showed up weighing 350.
No, I think he looks good. His arms were big. I actually noticed that when I was watching because I was like, didn't they say he looked like shit when he showed up? And I think he looks fine.
Well, and compared to, well, leave this picture up. We'll do the match. Like all great blood feuds, I've waited 16 months to beat the dog shit out of a guy who betrayed me and tried to ruin my company and take away my livelihood. Let's go ahead and hit a collar and elbow tie up at the start of this thing, as all great blood feuds begin. Sting no sells a suplex and hits him with the fucking crotch chop, which is like a great moment.
Yeah, but then, I mean, was crotch chop like a public lexicon thing, or was it just an DX thing?
No, Scott Hall actually started it, so it was WCW first.
Okay,
but then becomes synonymous with DX because they got to do the X. And the X is, better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, already this match is taking too long. But Sting misses a stinger splash on the floor into the guardrail, and then Hogan just beats up Sting for a while.
Yeah.
for a long while. They get back in the ring after Sting misses into the guardrail. Hogan, big boot, leg drop, 3 count. What? I'm sorry, what?
Normal paced 3 count too.
just even keeled.
Just a normal bullshit Nick Patrick 1, 2, 3. You could sync it up with any other 3 count in history, and it would sync up perfectly.
And you can hear the announcers go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's how they did it, huh?
But before the bell rings, we cut to the outside of the ring. Bret Hart is outside, and he knocks. He says, "I'm not going to let this happen again." But he doesn't have a microphone because it's WCW, so you don't really catch what he's trying to say. Then he knocks out Nick Patrick, grabs Hogan, who's trying to leave, throws him back in the ring. And the announcers are like, oh, it was a fast count. It must have been a fast count. And Bret Hart is overturning it because he was an official earlier in the night for Bischoff versus Zbyszko. So he's an official referee. So he throws Hogan back in. Sting hits a stinger splash and puts on the Scorpion Deathlock. Bret Hart calls for the bell. Sting wins the match and the WCW championship. They announce him as the champ, and the locker room empties.
Yeah. All the guys that didn't have Sting's back throughout the year.
Silver King, La Parka, all in the ring. Stevie Richards, Stevie Ray.
Sting's meeting a couple of those guys tonight.
Yeah. Cyclope? He doesn't know Cyclope. Sting doesn't watch the show unless he's on it.
Yeah.
So maybe too many people in the ring. The ring becomes decidedly overstuffed with guys, and Sting jumps into the arms of the Giant and then yells into the camera, la 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 la, mamacita.
Mamacita.
First thing, clearly hanging out with Cyclope and La Parka. Okay. Look, I don't want to be the guy. I don't want to be the tired wrestling podcast guy who's like, they fucked up Starrcade 97 for all these reasons. But they fucked up Starrcade 97 for a bunch of reasons. Bischoff has long gone on record as saying the original idea was to have Sting go over strong, obviously, at Starrcade. But the day of Starrcade, Sting shows up and it doesn't have a tan. And the tan in and of itself is not enough to overturn what they're going to do.
Oh, is it not?
But
fucking asshole.
Bischoff says the tan is indicative of Sting not taking this opportunity seriously enough, and they're not sure if they put the belt on Sting that it's going to be the best idea. And Hogan is like, I don't know if he's the guy, brother. First of all, Sting looks fine.
Yeah.
He hangs out in the rafters. He's supposed to be a crow. And also from the picture that you had up, compared to Hogan, nobody's tan. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Hogan looks like a piece of aged leather.
Dude, you could buy him at the local cigar shop and can wear him out. He's so leathery.
Yeah,
like
he's mahogany.
This match is the easiest match in the history of wrestling to book. You've had a hot run. The NWO, super hot, still over. You've kept Hogan clean, so clean, aside from the one loss to Lex Luger. You haven't had Sting wrestle in over a year, and he's the top merchandise seller in your company and the most over babyface you have. Sting comes out. Hogan attacks him. Hogan hits a move or two. Maybe Hogan hits the big boot and the leg drop. Guess what? Sting no-sells it.
Shit to Sting, bro.
Can't fuck with Sting, dude. He's the spirit of vengeance. Sting starts beating up Hogan. Hogan begs off. Sting into the corner. Stinger splash. Stinger splash. Stinger splash. Scorpion deathlock. 7 minutes. Hulk Hogan is not the champion. Sting's your goddamn world champ.
Yeah.
And WCW's back, baby. That's the match. And Hogan knows this because he beat the Iron Sheik to win his WWF title for the first time in 7.5 minutes.
Yeah.
He knows when the babyface is hot, you do not do things to make him look like an idiot. Even if the fast count is what you want to go with, which I think is stupid, you don't pin Sting. Like, you don't get a visual pinfall over Sting. Why? Because it makes him a regular guy again. He's just like Luger. He's just like the Giant. He's just like Diamond Dallas Page. He can get pinned.
But if you're saying you can do the fast count, he has to get pinned.
Yeah, you have to not do the fast count, I guess. You have to do maybe a bunch of interference. You could do a bunch of interference, but Sting has to leave the MCI Center as WCW champion, or they will burn that place to the ground. And he does leave as the champion, but you've already damaged your guy because he got pinned on pay-per-view for the largest buy rate you've ever had. So 700 plus thousand people just watched their hero for the last year and a half clean pinned to the mat.
And I mentioned this. Bret Hart is saying fast count.
Yeah.
That was the most standard count in the history of wrestling.
So I did some more research. Try not to get too angry. Trying to stay even keeled.
All right.
I feel bad for Nick Patrick because Nick Patrick says basically,
watch your mouth,
that when he got to the building, they were like, "Hey, we're doing Sting up, no shenanigans, regular count." And he's like, "Cool." And then Hulk Hogan comes to him later and is like, "Hey, I'm gonna get a pin, normal count. I'm going over. Keep it cool." Then he talks to Sting, and Sting is like, "Hey, Hogan's gonna pin me, but fast count. Remember, count is fast." And he says he couldn't find Eric Bischoff all day to confirm or deny what he's supposed to do. And he's like, "Well, Hulk is the number one guy. If I'm trying to butter my bread, I'm taking the bread that Hogan's giving me." So he just did the normal count. And I think what happened was Hogan has this thing, which is not unfair, to give Hogan his due. He's the biggest star in the company, undoubtedly. Like, he's the reason WCW even has a chance to sell 700,000 pay-per-views. So Hogan used to always say, if he was going to do a job, what happens to me? What happens next? I'll do your job, but what do you have planned for me next once I put this guy over?
Yeah.
And they did not have a clear idea for Hogan. Um, and Hogan, even though he's not going to make any more money in this contract, because that's also Bischoff's defense, is like if Hogan won or lost that night, he doesn't make any more money. But for the next contract, if he's still Hulk Hogan and he's still the reason you can point to as to the success of WCW, he's making more money on that contract, and getting beat by Sting and pushed down the card is definitely not helping Hulk Hogan. So
Yeah.
I think what they end up doing. So first, they fucked it. They biffed it hard, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. He's talking about like, what do you have for me next? Are you asking that the night of? Because we've been setting this up for like 10
Yeah.
months. So
Well,
like, how could you be so like? Did you guys just bury this and not talk about the fact that you're building up to this big giant thing where you have to fucking lose badly? Like you have to be. You can't book this any other way unless you want people to be talking about it on a podcast 30 years later, angry about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they didn't have that conversation before.
I wonder if it's a thing where Bischoff figured he knew what Hogan, like that Hogan's going to do this job. And Hogan knew that Bischoff wanted him to do this job and that it's the right thing to do. And Sting's like, well, certainly they're going to put me over. So nobody had the actual conversation.
Because it would have been so dumb to do anything similar to what they did.
Because there's only one thing to do. You've only got one thing to do. Like at the end of the movie, Thanos has to die. Right? Yeah. None of us are wondering if Thanos is going over in Endgame. So we don't need to talk about that. But so like, okay, so they biff it. Tough move. But the night of Starrcade, after it was over, or maybe no, it must have been the next day. No. It was the same day. Okay. So my mom comes to me while Starrcade is on and goes, hey, is there going to be a replay of this thing? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, okay, on Tuesday, you can order the replay of Starrcade. The heavens opened and somehow $29.99 was found, but I couldn't order it that night. It was past the window to watch the replay on the night of.
Was the replay the same cost as the original run?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Maybe she saw how sad, truly sad I was.
This little guy's gonna fucking kill me in my sleep.
Yeah. He's got to see what happens. So the whole next day at school, I've got to figure out a way to not hear the end, or to not hear what happens in Hogan Sting. And everybody knows, even in 7th grade, I'm the guy who loves wrestling.
You're the wrestling guy.
So I've got to avoid an entire day's worth of spoilers. So they biff it. Super biffed. The most biffed anything could be.
Yeah.
Whatever. The next night on Nitro, this might even be more infuriating because they show up and you're like, fuck, we biffed it, but we could fix it. We could definitely fix it. So on Nitro, they decide, well, Hogan pinned Sting, and then Sting made Hogan submit, but the referee situation is wonky. We're just going to have a rematch for the belt. And my friend, because I didn't have TNT at the time, my buddy called me on the phone, and I had given him explicit instructions not to tell me what had happened at Starrcade. But he was like, Sting and Hogan are having a rematch. And I was like, what? What's happening?
That's so annoying that he called you.
It's 1997. He's letting me know. And but he didn't tell me who won the Starrcade match. Starrcade's still pure for me at this point.
But you know it doesn't fucking matter because they're wrestling again tonight.
Yeah. So Sting actually in this match power walks to the ring, and I like to imagine that he's like, I can't believe this fucking shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wrestle this guy again.
You guys believe what they're doing to me? They're killing all my allure.
Randy Anderson is here because he's an authority. God damn it. We got an actual referee here. They proceed to have Hulk Hogan beat the dog shit out of Sting again. No lessons learned. One night ago, Sting he dominates this match. He hits the big boot, but it's for 2 now. And then he yells at Randy Anderson. Sting moves away from the leg drop. Stinger splash, but Randy Anderson gets smushed. Oh, god damn it. We got a smushed referee. That's Sting walking to the ring. That's Nick Patrick comes out. Hogan hits Sting with brass knuckles, and guess what he does? He pins Sting again. I'm so mad. What are you doing? Of course, Sting gets back up, beats up Patrick, and then keeps attacking Hulk Hogan. He puts the Scorpion Deathlock on to Hogan again, and Randy Anderson calls for the pin. We're in the same spot we were the night before, but Sting has been pinned by Hogan twice, legit. There, he's got 0 complaint. There's no fast count. Yeah,
you pinned him first both times too.
Yeah, he pinned him both times first after taking 90% of the match. Like, could not be worse for my guy. What are you doing? So it is. So that's where we ended it. There's more that you could do, but it doesn't matter. This is it.
It's over.
They did that. Like and this is my new. It's my new angle on this thing. I think this is it. I think this killed WCW. This alone. Like, they do more stuff later, but you're kicking the dead horse at that point. Well, Vince Russo, kicking the dead horse. Finger poke of doom, dead horse is kicked. All of those things, because they stay hot for a little while longer. So, like, I think people they look at this as like a biff of all biffs, but that this didn't kill business. I think this is it. This is so indicative of the fact that they have 0 forethought of what to do and like what they should do. That this is what killed WCW, the hottest babyface in wrestling. Just sold twice as many pay-per-views as you sold the previous year, and I did more research to prove my point more. WCW's buy rates from 1996 to 1997 increased 830,000 year over year. And this isn't all because of Sting. The NWO's hot, all of this. But having Sting at the top as the main protagonist, I think is the reason that WCW is doing such hot business. And then you have 700,000 people buy your pay-per-view, and then wet fart beat your guy for no reason. That's it. End of WCW.
Yeah, I think I agree with you in a lot of ways. I think it is the indicative of what, because like if you point to one thing that killed WCW, it would be that. But I think even beyond that, it is indicative of the way in which they did business in WCW that was going to eventually get them killed. And also, like, that was their chance. Like, that was, if they put Sting over there in like the most simple way imaginable and don't complicate it at all, and you just make him super strong, and then you got this crazy fucking unhinged champion that then you've just got the rest of the NWO that is trying to get Sting, and you're booking guys that are literally scared to fight the champion, but they have to. You figure out a way organizationally where, like, once you get down to Buff Bagwell, he's like terrified and doesn't want to take the match anymore, and Sting still fucks him up, and like you have evergreen this guy, and you completely ruin it because you couldn't get out of the way of Hulk Hogan's ego, and because Eric Bischoff always wanted to be, it seemed like to me, Eric Bischoff always wanted to be liked. He wanted to be part of the cool guys club, and that was part of it.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. And he is also like, he owns up to the fact that he is not Like he's not a great finish guy as far as coming up with like finishes to matches, but also finishes to angles.
But it was
Because
so fucking obvious. Like, I understand not knowing how to finish a lot of angles. You know what I mean? You don't know how to tie a ribbon on certain things, you know? This is the one that a fucking... I'll go find a kid right now and bring him in, and we'll tell him the story and be like, how do you... What do you think if... They'd be like, oh, yeah, Sting has to win, and he has to win by a lot. All right, where's my fucking lollipop? And I let him leave. You know what I mean?
Well, and just the fact that, like, Hogan could say no.
That's the crazy. That's the thing, and that's what I think. That's what killed them, is that the creative control that they gave all those guys.
Yeah. So, because the next thing that they, in my opinion, should have done is, okay, so Hogan loses to Sting. Sting has cut the head off of the snake of the NWO, and then you move to the natural story of the NWO implodes, which they do go to. Where it's the Wolfpack versus the black and white, but you do that's its own thing. And then Sting starts defending the belt against other WCW guys you're trying to build up, so you have a new crop, and it's like, oh, WCW is strong. They're great. You do a few of the NWO guys, like you're saying, like he maybe beats Hall and he beats Savage and he beats those guys, but you do the NWO Civil War, and then you have Sting as your strong babyface champion, and you build up WCW guys for him to wrestle, and then you can dissolve the NWO. The story has a natural end.
Yeah.
But they don't do that. They do the NWO Civil War. First, what they do is they hold the belt up again. And now Sting and Hogan are having a rematch at Super Brawl. Super Brawl 8, the main event, is Hogan versus Sting 2. And that's also part of it, is I think Hogan wanted to leverage himself into getting another main event out of this, which is also smart. They should have ran back Hogan and Sting should have beat his ass again. Like, that's how you make Sting the strongest guy he can be. They sell 415,000 pay-per-views for Super Brawl. Uh-oh. We're already, it's never going to be as big as the first one. But if you built it right, you could get another huge buy rate out of Hogan Sting too.
And for a little bit of extra info, do you remember what December 1997 for WWF was?
December 97? Oh, yeah. The pay-per-view?
Yeah.
That's In Your House D-Generation X.
That is In Your House D-Generation X. Do you want to guess the buy rate?
I'm going to go 180,000 buys.
144,000 buys.
Yep.
So in December 1997, WCW does 700,000 buys. WWF does 144,000 buys. And that is with Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, all the Double J Jeff Jarrett. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
And the Road Dogg. The Road Dogg's on this show too. And the Undertaker. It is just they're there, man.
You had them in the stranglehold. The thing that I want to look up, you can look it up really quick. Look up WrestleMania 13 buy rate, because that to me is a better comparison, because that's their marquee show versus the WCW marquee show.
Yeah, that's fair.
From 97. Sure. But WrestleMania 13 has a terrible buy rate. And it has the greatest match in North American wrestling history, the I Quit match with Brett and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
The buy rate for WrestleMania 13 is 237,000 buys, as opposed to 700,000.
You had them on the ropes. Now look at WrestleMania 14's buy rate. Just go to the next year. And that's where they put the belt on Austin. So all of 97, you've got your foot on their neck, and you've got the guaranteed knockout blow of this angle.
730,000.
Uh-oh. Something's about to happen.
Oh, no. In 3 months, dude. In 3 months.
That's also you could tell this story. This is why we did the 97 thing on our old podcast. You could tell this story. They've got him on the ropes. They can do the knockout blow. 700,000 buys is a knockout if you can land, if you can stick the landing. But guess what? While WCW is fucking around and putting Hogan over Sting, Steve Austin is winning the Royal Rumble. Steve Austin is main eventing and winning WrestleMania. Steve Austin's getting into his feud with Mr. McMahon, and they never fuck it up. It's just a rocket ship the entire time. They never screw it up, and WCW keeps tripping over their feet because not only do they put off the second rematch to Super Brawl, they have Sting win, but with the help of the Macho Man. So Sting can't even beat Hogan clean the third time around, right? Then in March, he beats Scott Hall at the uncensored pay-per-view, which does a pretty good buy rate. 415,000 buys, more than the previous year, but Sting's not on top. Main event of that show, Hogan and Savage in a cage versus each other.
Yeah, and co-main event is Sting versus Scott Hall for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
Yep. That gets less than 9 minutes, and Hogan and Savage get 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the next month, Sting drops the belt to Savage. What? Sting loses the title at Spring Stampede to Macho Man. In another pay-per-view that sells pretty well. So they're still like that. Again, it doesn't all happen at once, but they beat Sting with Savage the very next night on Nitro. I'll give you $1 million if you guess who wins the world title from Randy Savage.
They beat Sting with Savage. Well, I mean,
the very next night on Nitro.
If you're offering me money, it's not Hulk Hogan, because it's that would be a Hulk Hogan situation. Wins
oh no, I'll give you I guess if you get it wrong.
Oh, okay. It's
I'd
Hulk
give
Hogan,
you $1 million.
Then.
It's Hulk Hogan. The worker of workers, brother. And by the next month, Sting is in the NWO Wolfpack wrestling for the World Tag Team titles in the span of 5 months. That's the story. Again, it's yes, Starrcade is the nexus point, but it's every step along the way that they could have made Sting, they fucked it up. And every step along the way that they were making Steve Austin, they didn't.
That's the thing, man. And obviously we acknowledge on this program that Vince McMahon is not a good dude. So no. For the record, he's not a good dude. But you get him to Starrcade 97, he's not messing that up. He'll literally kill people if they start to say that we're not putting Sting over tonight. He will Big Boss Man will be beating the shit out of somebody in a back room.
They have the Undertaker waiting to beat the dog shit out of Shawn Michaels if he doesn't drop the belt to Austin at WrestleMania 14.
Yeah.
Everyone knew, and everyone in WCW knew. This is the crux of the issue. And like you said, no, it isn't just one thing. It's Jay Leno in the main event of a pay-per-view in 1998. It's that they screwed up Goldberg in December 98. It's Vince Russo really putting the nail in. But this is it. The boulder that had been steaming and running downhill that was WCW ran into a mountain on the night of Starrcade 97. And that's it. You couldn't write it worse. If because they just emasculated your top babyface at every single turn, and then you had him get beat by a secondary heel to put the title back on Hogan. So and then he loses it to Goldberg a month and a half later. So maybe it's to get to Goldberg eventually. But do you know how much business Sting versus Goldberg would have done? Undefeated Goldberg versus Sting, who's been beating the shit out of the NWO for 6 months. Come on, man.
He said Mamacita, man. Why did he say Mamacita, man?
Why did he say why didn't he tan? Steve, if only he would have tanned, we wouldn't live in this world.
I just can't listen. I can't get. I feel like the tan is and I know you're joking with the tan, so I'm not fighting you in this situation. I feel like the tan, if he would have showed up tan, they would have found something else because Hulk didn't want to go tits up. Like, I feel like it wasn't the tan. I feel like that's just something that they can point at. That's like, no, it just means that he's not going to take this seriously. Oh, really? He's not going to take this seriously? Maybe you're not taking this seriously by realizing how important it is that Sting wins very strongly here. Billionaire Ted should be fucking pissed.
What if Andre didn't put Hulk over at WrestleMania 3? Because he didn't think Hulk was good enough.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. You've been the beneficiary of dozens of dudes going toes up for you for decades, and you can't put Sting over the one time that it's the most important you put him over. Like, nothing changes if Sting beats Hogan that night clean. You could still do the match on Nitro. You could still do the rematch at Super Brawl. You could do all of those things, but you don't. That's the trick of Hulk Hogan, is that he technically did the right thing. He did lose all 3 times, but he did it in a way that makes Sting look worse and makes him look good. Like that. That's the thing. He did it so poorly that we still just talk as if he didn't give up the belt there. Like, because he might as well not have given up the belt there. And the funny thing is, if you go back, there's like a 30-minute conversation from Bischoff's podcast when they go over Starrcade 97, where Bischoff completely crumbles under the cross-examination because he's like, well, he wasn't tan, so we didn't think we could trust him. And then his co-host goes, but you put the belt on him. And they're like, well, yeah, but he had to win. And they're like, why? If he wasn't tanning, wasn't taking it seriously, why not just have Hulk go over?
And if he had to win, then why not just fucking have him win?
Why not just have him win? Because he couldn't just shoulders to the mat, that's it. Turns out I was as mad as I ever was, because anytime that I get really into Dusty. Anytime that I start to really get into it, there's also like a almost 3-hour playlist that WWE put together on YouTube that has all of the Sting Crow stuff.
Yeah,
from the start to the finish. And I watched all of it because I'm a sadist, but also because I love Crow Sting. When you watch any of it and you get hyped for Sting, and then you, like you said, if you paused it and asked any person, not even a wrestling literate person, just a person who understands storytelling, hey, who do you think should win in the end of this thing? And you go, well, of course the good guy should win. Should the good guy win in a way that makes him look like dog shit, or should he win in like a pretty strong way? Oh no, he should definitely vanquish his foe. That's what we've been waiting for all this time. That's what all the buildup is for. Right, definitely. Should happen. What if I told you that the hero wins, but the hero wins only after the intervention of a bunch of other heroes for a slight that did not actually occur?
Yeah, it's right next to Khaleesi turning heel and fucking Bran Stark being the king from now on. Like, it is. Yeah, it is just what nobody would have wanted.
Yeah, like there are funnier WCW booking mishaps. There's more stuff that's just like inexplicable in a funny way, where it's like the stakes aren't as high. It's just dumb wrestling stuff being dumb. They fumbled. It's the biggest fumble of all time. And like in wrestling history, this is the biggest. We were at the 1 yard line. All we got to do is give it to Marshawn Lynch. No, I'm going to try to throw it. Oh, fuck, it got intercepted. Now we lose. That's what this is.
I don't think it could be. I don't think you could get worse than this. Like, they were close to, like, I still think, like, had they done this properly, they probably still lose, because they still have that it's still him. So he's still gonna book like that.
Yeah,
and the NWO is still just gonna beat up every babyface right in the middle of the ring for no reason, and they're gonna book with shenanigans on every match. Like it's gonna, but they were there, man. Like they had they had a real chance to beat Vince McMahon, based on having better creative than him for a while. Like they had a better idea than what Vince was doing, and then they just, so it's got to be the biggest bag fumbled. I mean, look at how much money the WWE is making now.
Yeah, just fell ass backwards into the ability to have the biggest angle of all time. Like they deserve credit for the initial success of the NWO and pulling the trigger and being able to sign those guys and all that stuff. Yes, but that, like, even by 97, like you're saying, like the NWO starting to get tired. It's getting real tired because every single week, what are we hearing? The 15 times a night on Nitro, the NWO theme. You know, they're beating every guy, and you had the chance.
This sound, when I hear it now, all I think of is bullshit. Like I don't think, oh, this was cool, this was fun. I just think of, there's a group of guys that are about to do something that's only amusing to them. Like I felt like they were booking because stuff that they thought was entertaining, but they weren't really thinking about what was going to entertain the masses. And the thing is though, I say that and I still see NWO shirts all over the place and people act like they were the greatest thing in the world, but it's like, have you watched that shit in the preceding 30 years? Or in the succeeding 30 years, I guess?
It's Nash throwing Rey Mysterio into the side of that truck, like, and Scott Hall going, you know where I'm, you know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. It's all the cool shit happened in 3 months.
Yeah.
And then it was and then Sting saved it because it'd be so tired, even more tired than it was by 97 if there wasn't Sting. To me, Sting saved this thing because they were able to come up with the angle where he doesn't wrestle every week and he's not getting beat up and he's the one guy who could take him down, and you really believed it. And then there's nothing else to say. I feel like on the day of the meeting to figure out the main event, while Sting is trying to be like, well, but I should definitely, like, I don't have an ego about this thing, but like, I definitely need to win.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. He's sitting there like, are you kidding me, guys? Is Dusty here? Go get Dusty Rhodes to ask him what we're supposed to do tonight.
While he's saying that, they're just pushing the NWO music slider up higher.
I know.
On him is like, no, I get it. Like Hulk has to have something to do after, but like, we've been waiting on this thing. I feel like the fans really want to see me. But, hey, are you even paying attention to me? Can you even hear me? It feels like I can hear me still, but like you can't hear. No, it's a good song. I get it's a pretty good song. I have to win, right? What do you mean? No. Like, yeah, we do a rematch at Super Brawl, but tonight, that's for me. You know what? Whatever, man. Whatever. That's the story.
I fucking hate it here. I knew you guys were going to do some shit like that to me, you fucking assholes.
I can't wait to go to WWE. They'll treat me right, and Triple H is just putting his hands together. No, wait, just wait.
me and Paige, we're going to go over there and we're going to take over.
And they'll treat us right. All right. Thank you to everybody who listens. Thank you to everybody who's put up with my insane rambling for the last hour and 40 minutes.
Listen, I don't think you, as a wrestling fan, especially one who was watching wrestling in 97 and is still a fan now, I don't think you can properly do the Starrcade episode without getting angry. Like, I don't want to watch that episode. I want to watch the dude who was a kid when you were 13, I think, when this happened, who's pissed off about it, still mad about it. Like, I want to send this to Bischoff. I went to a conference for radio in Vegas, and I sent you a picture, and I was like, fucking Bischoff's gonna be there, dude. I don't know if I can not talk to him about this shit. And I was
Dude,
too hungover. I didn't end up going.
I'm just that meme of the guy at the party with the girl, but it's just me yelling at Bischoff about Starrcade '97
They
for
said
4
he didn't
hours.
have a tan.
Yeah, the fact that this episode isn't 4 hours is a testament to my constraint, because I could talk about this shit forever. How badly that, like, this is all time, nothing can sink this ship level of hubris that they put into this wrestling angle. It's like, it's the worst payoff in history. It eclipses and it's like the Jerry Rice. Like, nothing's gonna break this record. It's not close.
I can't think of a scenario where the stakes are higher than in this scenario. Like,
yeah, because I could hear, like, John Cena heel turn. They fucked it up. I agree.
That was bad. Yeah.
But that's about 6 months of bad television. We're talking from September 96 to December 97. You've built this entire thing.
Well, and guess what? The WWE is completely recovered from John Cena heel turn. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
they were Teflon. This is like, this isn't even the first shot over the bow. No. This is like, we've lost. If we can't if we can't do this, if we can't get this right, we can't get anything right. We're stuck perpetually in this cycle. You know,
they missed a 1-inch putt to win the Masters. Like, it was, they literally swung and missed on a tap in putt and lost the Masters. Is what happened.
The worst of all time. But this was not the worst of all time. This was fun. It's a way to deal with my pain that I carry every day. You know, was a question going around: how often do men think about the Roman Empire? How often do I think about Starrcade '97? A lot more than I should, probably.
Yeah,
it comes up a lot. But thank you to everybody who listens. Thanks again to Andrew for going back down this memory lane with me, because we've covered this before.
You know, there's not much I love more than some old school WCW bullshit. You know, I'm always on board for that.
We're always up for that. So we'll be back again next week. Thank you for everybody who listened. And once again, not a slow count.
It was a totally normal count.